up. That first sound is always so loud. But this is cool because like last time we finally made real genuine progress. Oh, I forgot how beautiful we look. We made real progress. So I think today we can make even more progress. Our Estus flasks are maxed out, so we have everything we need to defeat this boss. But like I said, we'll see how it goes. It might end up being a bit of a rough time. Also, apologies. I still have my cough, as you can plainly hear. I guess I shouldn't really be apologizing for that. There's nothing I can do about that, but it's lingering effects from COVID. So every day it gets like a little bit less obstructive. So I know soon it'll be completely gone. It just is going to take quite a bit of time. Also, sorry, my back is a bit sore today because I've been sitting in this chair all day. Well, that's a shame. That's weird that this one's actually going down, because I remember we activated the elevator upstairs and then just like homeward boned after that. So, because we definitely don't need that Titanite slab. We ain't upgrading nothing. I don't even, yeah, we can't even upgrade the grass crest shield, I don't think. So, although maybe we can. I don't know. I should check. Considering I'm using it all the time, it would probably, all that would get upgraded in it is just its stability. But I mean, more stability is not bad. Lets you block better. Like, you can take more block damage essentially. So, also, if I remember correctly, on Thursday, that was when we had the talk show, where we were talking about patience in Dark Souls, and that's going to be a lot of this stream today, is a lot of patience in Dark Souls, because these boss fights are going to take a while. They are not easy boss fights. This one that we're about to do here, the Twin Princes, is the easiest one out of all the bosses we're going to be doing, and even then, it's not that easy. So, there's like a few danger points on this fight, just a few different moves that the boss will do that can just mess my day up. Okay. Got some stretches going. Alright, let's try it. Another dogged contender. Whoa, doing little flips. Oh, well, I got lucky. That was a very early roll on my part. So yeah, you might see that and be like, oh wow, we're doing so much damage to him, this will be no problem. But for anyone that's actually played this game before, you'll know this is the prologue to the fight. So we're not really going to be able to get that many hits in at a time, unfortunately. Oop. That's a shame. Now we're going down to what's that, 95? Oop. Well, actually, maybe we're going to go back up, because definitely need to heal after that. Eesh. Nope. 92. Oh, I can math. One of the nice things about Lorien here is that he tends to swing above you a lot. So a lot of times he makes it kind of easy on you. Second phase Lorien has a lot less health, but it still is. Wow. Alright. I'm surprised. I didn't dodge that because I figured he was just gonna fall down directly forward. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like not playing well. I'm not surprised that dodge was a little too early, but I kind of am. I guess that's a dumb way to say that. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Yeah, so the goal with that attack is you dodge the second that you see him actually land his weapon on the floor. As long as you're like actually, you know, a distance away from him. If you're in melee range, then yeah, you're probably going to want to dodge before he hits. It's just a little hard to be in melee range for that. I'm surprised. Yeah, so that's a combo where when you see him do the first 2 hits, 9 times out of 10, he's going to do that follow-up teleport slam, so... But, like, sound is very important for this fight. Oh, that does an AoE. That's why it hit me that one time. I so rarely see him even do that attack, so I'm, like, completely surprised that it's got an AoE portion. It's crazy. Alright. Now we get into the real fight. But hopefully we'll be able to hit the brother a bit. Nice. Oh, that hurt. Angry. So yeah, the fight ends when Lothric, Younger Prince, dies. So our goal is to defeat that. Jamie missed 75% of it. Oh, that's no problem. Hello, Calm Zephyr. Thank you very much for your chat message. Yeah, this is... Whoops. This is the important part of the fight, I suppose. Yeah, so really, like, if you want to get a little gutsy, you can go for 2 hits per dodge, but and sometimes stuff like that'll happen where you do get the opportunity, but otherwise, most of the time, you're just gonna kind of want to go for one melee hit. Because he's very easily able to just, like, pick up on a swing right away. A lot of it is just kind of based off of feel, too. You know, you end up, like, going for a little bit, and you're like, oh, hey, that move, he takes a second after doing that. Nice, get a riposte. On Twin Princes, oh, and it's your first playthrough, nice. Yeah, Twin Princes is, whoops, that was a bad dodge on my part. It's a really cool fight. I think it's one of my favorites. But, like, it's a lot nicer than most of the multi-enemy fights because you are dealing with them both at the same time. Whoa, he is teleporting a whole lot. But yeah, like, the biggest thing I can say about this fight is just taking it, like, 1 hit at a time. Hey, Jofo, how's it going? Happy to see ya. Oop, I got flattened. Doink. Yaw. Daw. Whew. Alright, Lorian's almost down. When he goes down, he's gonna come back up after a little bit, but we'll have some time to just beat up on Lothric. Alright. We could have gotten for like 2 more punches, but it gives us an opportunity to get a bit of free damage, and then we're back to the fight. But now Lorian, as you can see, has less health than he had at the start, so definitely makes it not too difficult to keep up the damage. And really, this fight is kind of all about just getting into a rhythm that, like, once you... Oop, right there, you definitely do not want to punish or try and punish after, like, immediately after a riposte, because he can swing pretty fast. Alright, this is a follow-up. And this is one of those fights that I would strongly suggest making sure that you keep your camera locked on as much as possible. But also, again, like, listening for sound cues. When you hear the teleport and it's, like, kind of behind you or, like, to the back behind you, then you can know immediately where to turn. But sometimes he just teleports and doesn't even do anything. And that's the Those are the times where you're the most worried, because you're like, oh, what's he gonna do now? But then he doesn't do anything. It's like, oh, okay. I gotta be careful though, because my health is pretty low. I'll just go and do this. My health was low enough that I could very easily get killed by his slam attack. I'm surprised that one hit me. Alright, nice. Alright, whoops. Mark my words, Ashen One. So let's go and get our lots of soul count increase stuff here. It was a lot easier of a one-shot than I thought it would be. I didn't I mean, I guess because one of the things is we're pretty high level right now. I mean, 85 is darned high for being at this point in the game. So it, you know, we have a pretty significant amount of damage. Also, I just looked there. We have 99 hollowing. That means we have died a lot. Granted, once you die when you're at like 15 hollowing, each death will, or like once you have 5 dark sigils, each death will be like a, actually no, I have like 8 dark sigils, I think. So each death is worth like some extra amount of hollowing levels. The hollowing levels don't mean anything though. Once you get past 15, it doesn't do anything. Or at least not to my knowledge, I should say. All right. Let's go ahead and do some leveling. Just a small amount. I'm going to go like just for straight up dexterity. There is one thing. It is Dark Souls, that's true, yeah. There is one thing I do want to go for though, real quick, that I had forgotten to get. And actually I had remembered when we went by it in here. We're gonna go for a separate ring that we just completely missed earlier. It's super easy to get to, like we should be able to just get to it without even having to kill anything. But like I just kind of forgot about it. But it helps a lot for this playthrough because as a reminder, fists scale up with dexterity and strength, and so like both equally, I think. So you want to be able to be leveling both of those quite a bit. You're usually going to want a quality build. Now when you hit the point here, when you hit 40, maybe you don't want to do a quality build as much because it's not you're not getting as much levels for that. I believe you hit a certain point where it actually becomes better to just straight up invest in only one stat. And I think that's where we are right now. Oops. Yeah. So, right now I think it's going to be worth investing just in dexterity, which is fine. Now I want to see how much of a difference. Oops, that's faith. Not very much, only 3 extra damage. So, we're probably not going to really bother with it then. I just wanted to pick it up just in case. All right, let's go ahead and put these ashes on the Cinders of a Lord. Now again, we're not going to be going for Soul of Cinder right away. We're actually going to be going for the DLC first, DLC 2. So as a reminder, I've done the Champion's Grave Tender of DLC 1. But not Sister Freed just yet. I've gotten close, but not quite there yet. So I'm hoping to get a little bit more damage to make that a bit less of a hassle. Glad you killed that dragon, was super annoying. Yeah, the dragons at that part of Lothar Castle are so obnoxious. There's some sort of strategy that someone had, I had seen someone post on Reddit that allows you to, oh yeah, like there's a knight corpse that you can climb up on and get down into the lower area without even aggroing the dragons at all, and so you don't have to deal with them as you go across, which is pretty nice. But yeah, they're pretty obnoxious. Just constantly breathing fire. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get our bonfire lit, and then let's head to DLC 2, the Dreg Heap. Now, there's going to be quite a few useful things that we're going to be able to get here, along with, of course, the souls from killing bosses. we'll be able to pick up the coveted silver serpent ring +3 and the ring of favor +3, which is going to be quite helpful. I have business with you. So we could actually, I'm going to buy her embers and her divine blessing. You need the weapon from Ring City, which is right after Twin Princes. Yeah, nice. That's Ring City is a great place, and it's got some really, really powerful weapons. Of course, it's also got some quite annoying enemies. So there's a ring I want to get there. Actually, and there's a divine blessing somewhere. I think maybe back there. But we're gonna come back for that in just a moment, because that angel there that started shooting at us, they're gonna make our life miserable while we try and do it. So we're just gonna real quick run over, get our coveted silver serpent ring +3, and then kill that guy. Whee! This guy, this guy's got a very interesting run cycle. Alright, let's go and grab our coveted silver serpent ring. We're gonna actually put it on right here, because it's, this guy that we're about to kill is worth a pretty good amount of souls. Lots of noises. So we'll go ahead and kill this guy real quick, and then... There we go. I mean, not a ton of souls, but a decent amount. So we'll do that and then go back. So let's go and real quick just go back, grab that ring. I don't even know if we're going to use the ring. If I remember correctly, it's Ring of Steel Protection +3. But like that ring is very, very powerful. So it would be nice to have it as a just in case, because we are going to be fighting some bosses that do a decent amount of physical damage. So the, for the coveted silver serpent ring, the +0 gives, I believe, 25% extra soul gain, and the +3 gives, 45%. Excuse me, sir. So it's, you know, almost double the extra amount that we'd be getting from it. And then that combined with having the Shield of Want, it's worth quite a bit. So... now we could meet with Patches over here, but I'm not going to really bother because we don't need anything he has to give us, and we're not going to have him join us on any fights because this is a no summon run. Big boy. Oh, I don't need Homer Bones. Whee! Splat. All right, now we're going to kind of just go through pretty fast here. Actually, so there's an area you can go to kill the guy that summons this angel lady. Maybe I'll go get it. I was gonna avoid going for it just because it's not really worth our time, but it's also, you know, it's personal. I gotta get my revenge on these jerks. All right. Let them go ahead and just shoot at the thralls. Hey. Alright. There we go. That's all you need to go to. You can actually do a running jump and it'll usually be fine as long as you get the right angle. But you know, not too bad. Pya, pya, pya. Got a lot of health. 5,000. Oh, okay. So maybe it's not 45% then, because I got 6750. So that's 1750. So I think that's what, like 35% extra. So maybe coveted silver serpent is just 20%, and then the +3 is 35%. That would make a bit more sense. So we'll go ahead and quick grab this bonfire here as well, because we may as well, as long as we're here. And then we're going to go back so that we can get our Ring of Favor +3. And then we'll already be on to the first boss, which is nice. as much as I really like this DLC, and like compared to the Ashes of Ariandel DLC is fine, but I don't like running through most of its zones. It's just a very annoying area to go through. So I enjoy running through the zones of Dreg Heap and Ring City a whole lot more, other than I just really hate the angels. And luckily once you kill the summoner one time, they don't respawn, but like they're just very obnoxious enemies to fight or to deal with, so I don't like having to constantly be barraged by them. We're gonna go for the ring like right away. It's not exactly the smartest idea, but oh well. So the ring is just right up here. There we go. Oh yeah, Demon Prince is such an awesome fight, but it is a tough one. We'll see how we do against him, because like the biggest difficulty of Demon Prince is just that he has so much health. Like even just the phase 1 has a lot of health, but then the phase 2, not only that, he's got all of this extra defense and everything. It's just the fight gets so crazy, but it's a very satisfying fight. All right. So that Ring of Favor +3 is going to give us a pretty hefty amount of extra stats, carry capacity, health, stamina. So happy to get that. Let's see. I think I'm going to actually replace my Chloranthy just because... Wait, what? That's weird. Okay, maybe we're not going to be doing that. Interesting. I guess that's an interaction with Flynn's Ring. Flynn's Ring is lowering equip load, increases attack power. Yeah, I suppose this increases maximum equip load, so that's interesting. So, like, realistically, if I want to have the extra health from this and everything, I'm going to have to just not wear Flynn's Ring. So if it comes down to it, if we are having trouble with the boss and just kind of getting our butt whooped, then we can switch to that. And when we do that, we can also switch to, I mean, we'll probably just be switching to that anyways when we do like Sister Freed and all of them, because we're going to want to have the high armor. So it'll work out. All right. On to Demon Prince. Whee! So you want to kill the first guy second. So what I mean by that is this guy on the left here, he's going to become active. I believe he's the Demon Pain. I guess we'll see in a moment. No, he's the demon from below. You want to kill him second because he's got a much easier attack to deal with. Wow. Punches are going to be kind of nasty here. Depending on which one of these two you kill first, you end up getting a different attack in the second phase. And if you kill this guy first, you end up getting a really nasty, really powerful attack in the second phase. All right, this is the part where we kind of just get in like one hit every once in a while and then just bleh. Bleh. I'm getting slapped. Those are basically just the entire rules there. Fists only and no summons, so it's just every single boss, including Yorm, by the way. Every single boss you can only, and I mean just every enemy in general, you can only damage them with fists. So also no fire bombs, no throwing knives, no dung pies or anything. Just, whoops, that was way early roll on my part. Only damaging with fists. And so in some cases that's really not a huge problem because the fights are easy enough to kind of deal with it that way, but otherwise, for the most part, it's just, you know, some of these fights end up being very long endurance checks, to say the least. Alright, cool, he's in his mini phase here. Oh, I do not want to get toxicked. That would be the last thing I need right now. No, yeah, no seed word. So that was the Yorm fight was... I actually ended up checking it to see to see how long it took. It was 20 minutes almost exactly to defeat Yorm. Just punching him every time he put his arms down, punching him there. It was a very long fight, but like really satisfying, to be completely honest. Like, it felt great after I was done. I was like, wow, I just did all that. But also pretty scary at times. There was a time when I got caught up in one of his combos and I almost died. Alright, luckily, these guys stagger pretty easily. That also goes for the Demon Prince fight, the Demon Prince himself. So, as long as you're just kind of consistently attacking, you can get them to stagger. Alright. Now we gotta wait for a demon from below to, oh, well, he's already doing it. Oof. That's right, I forgot he does a swipe back after that. So a lot of the attacks from Demon in Pain and Demon from Below, you can... Whoops, I don't know why I just did a kick there. You can actually just go right under. You don't even need to do a dodge. So... it definitely helps a lot, especially with something like Fists Only, where we need to just get really close and constantly attack. That allows us to... Actually, whoops. Why? We ended up allowing Sigurd to help with fighting the Stray Demon, or whatever he's called, just because we couldn't get through there without him doing that. I guess realistically I could have just killed Sigurd. I probably should have just done that, but I don't even remember if we stayed and fought that demon at all, because the main thing that we were interested in was just grabbing the Flynn's ring. Alright. So we're almost into the next phase. If we need to, since we bought the extras, if we need to, we can use our Divine Blessing to kind of help us here with the rest of the healing. Wow, I am surprised that hit me. Taking of yeah, you monster. Is tantamount to heresy. Alright. I don't like having the Demon in Pain so close. There we go. Alright, come on, stagger. There we go. Alright, this is probably going to be our last hits against him. Works out well anyway, since Demon in Pain is coming back, so let's get him to transition away, and then I'll... Whoops, and then I'll finish off the Demon in Pain. Ooh, bad time to heal. Bad time to heal. Yeah, that was all on me. I just kept dodging and doing things at the wrong time. That's fine. It was a bit... It got very sloppy towards the end there, so we'll take it a bit more calmly and carefully. I don't like to lose out on the Ember, though, just because we are very limited on those. I wish that Embers weren't as limited as they were in this game, but, I mean, granted, we ran through a lot of stuff without fighting, so maybe we would have been able to pick up some more if we actually killed things a bit. Whew. I got lucky there. Got done killing Osiris. Oh, that fight was very obnoxious. It took like 15, no, not, it was like 10 minutes, because he kept doing his stupid charge attack. But definitely biggest thing I can say with Osiris is just get a really good sturdy shield, and like anytime you've like done 1 or 2 attacks, just put up that shield and wait for him to do his charge. Oh. Woo. I was trying to dodge there and I got blocked by the Demon in Pain's meaty hands. Whew. Yeah, that was a bad dodge on my part. There's a whole lot of wings blocking our view right now. Makes it a little tough to see what's going on. Yeah, I figured. Alright. I'm trying to get him to... There we go. They're both just spitting at me. Ah, rats. I was, animation locked there, hoping to do a bit of a dodge. Nice. Let's quick get a nice, hefty riposte here. Then go back to, fighting Demon from below. Who, again, we want to kill second. You don't think you have enough carry weight for a shield? Yeah, that's that's like the toughest thing, is that it's like it is a pretty hefty shield that you would like for something like Osiris because of how powerful his charges are. So really, like, the entire Osiris fight is just about just a lot of time of waiting. Because he does, especially like in phase 1, he does that stupid smoke attack where you have to run away. You know, he does a lot of like charges around, and he's got such a weird hitbox. It's just such a tedious fight. Well, I am surprised Demon from below has not transitioned yet. There we go. Definitely dodged there. I'm not sure why it didn't do it. Ah! Yeah. I got wombo comboed there. That was... I mean, the first dodge, missing that was my fault, but all the rest of that was... There was not really much I could do about it. This is definitely one of the harder fights in the game, because you have 2 enemies that you're constantly dealing with during the first phase. The second phase is honestly, other than a few attacks, I feel a lot easier than this first phase, but you can barely hold the shield of want. Nice. Oh, that's no problem, Abby. I appreciate you being here. You missed us killing one-shotting a boss earlier, but I don't know. Were you here on last Thursday? I think was last time I streamed. I think it was Thursday. I don't know. Every day's kind of just blending into itself right now for me. But last Thursday we did Yorm, the boss, which I was talking about, how it's like the one I was dreading the most. And it was a 20-minute fight almost exactly. But it was a one-shot, so I was very happy for that. Alright, he's swamping. Would have been a good clip, yeah. I highlighted all of them, and I finally started editing the video, the first video at least, for my Fist only runs. So it's like truly just started, so it's gonna be a while before I actually can upload it, but I mean, it's getting there. Did you miss your last stream, or my last stream? That's no problem at all. It is absolutely no problem, but I appreciate you being here today. Hopefully, we'll be able to get this boss. We've died a few times to him, to me making some silly mistakes. You have no clue what time it is anymore? Yeah, that's no problem. Same here. Everything's kind of just blending into itself. Oh, look at all of these guys just pituitary gland. Alright, where are my souls? Oh, all the way over there. If I don't get them, it's not a huge deal. I mean, it's like, yeah, 28,000 souls, but I would rather not risk a good attempt to go get them. Oops. Ah! Alright, let's just get some space instead of getting too aggressive. Like, the hardest part about this fight is just that the other demon does so often will be just moving closer towards you when you're just trying to get some distance. Alright, well, this is a good enough attempt, or a good enough moment to go grab these. Like I said, if I lose them, I lose them, but it would be ideal to not lose them. Alright, come on. There we go. Nope. Ay, ay, ay. He was lifting his hands up. I was sure that he was swapping. He should now. There we go, finally. Alright, nice. Lots of attacks that if you're up super close and personal, they just don't even reach you. Rats, you know, that would have been a good dodge if his arm wasn't in the way. Punch. I should probably take off my Lloyd Sword Ring, because it's not really been doing much throughout any of these attempts other than at the very start. Alright, nice. I would love very much to kill a demon in pain right now, because that would help a whole lot. That's not good. And I don't have anything. Alright, well, it looks like we're using our Divine Blessing. That's what happens when you get too aggressive on this fight. And it's tough, because the demons themselves are super, super aggressive too, but they will punish you if you try and get too up close and personal. But now we're down to just the one, and then in phase 2 we'll also be down to just the one, so it's we're in a better situation now. We just gotta, you know, still keep it a bit chill. I do lots of lock-ons and then immediately unlock during this fight, because the bosses move around so much, and it's really helpful to be able to just quick snap your camera around. But sometimes that ends up getting me into trouble, because if there's not an enemy for it to lock onto, it will just snap directly in front of you, and a lot of times that can just snap you in way in the direction that you don't want to be in, and then you are possibly dead. Alright. Imagine fighting this with your fists IRL. Yeah, that would hurt quite a bit. And I imagine they are, their skin is very, like, smoldering, so I imagine you'd be burning your hands among also just constantly striking at bone and cartilage. No thank you. Alright, phase 2. 10 Estus, that should be plenty, hopefully. Alright. Yeah, so you can see he's got a little bit of health, a little bit of damage reduction. I think he actually also just genuinely just takes less damage from blunt damage, or whatever it's called, strike damage. So we're at a pretty big disadvantage. Luckily, though, he staggers within just a few hits, and we are constantly hitting him during this phase, so... The hardest part is just, he's got a very weird, wonky hitbox, so we got to be careful of his grab attack. We also got to be careful of that one. I still don't quite know the correct way to dodge there. Ooh, that was almost really bad. I don't quite know the correct way to dodge when he does that one, so we might be manually figuring that out. Woo. But I definitely do not like to leave the camera locked onto him during this fight, because it, especially considering I'm in fist only, I'm like right under him the entire time. That would just be a death sentence. There's no way I would be able to see what's going on. Alright, that's what we need to be super careful to avoid, because that grab attack will likely one-shot us if he successfully does it. Alright, chase after him. Oh, he went all the way over here. And his laser beam. Good opportunity for lots of punches. Alright, now run away. Do I have any more? No, I don't have any Siegbrow. Alright. Yeah, kind of pinned against a wall there. So we gotta be careful, because as soon as we make a mistake, it's very easy to, to die here. Alright, I'm just gonna take the hit. Oof, I dodged it, nice. He's gonna do a charge. Whoop. That stuff will deal damage to you over time as well, so be careful. No punishes here, because he's in the wall. So if we had killed the other demon first, then we wouldn't be dealing with that laser attack he does, where he jumps away and does the laser, but we would instead be dealing with him creating some like floating orbs that just shoot fireballs at us, and then second, when he jumps back, he would create a bunch of fireballs that would drop down from the sky on us, and they're very hard to dodge, so it's a little one-sided. The laser attack is significantly easier to deal with, so... Alright, we're doing well. I'm actually going to use an extra heal so that I can be at full health. That one is just all about the dodge timing. Alright, interesting. I want him to face this way first. Alright, cool. Lots of nice hits. Back away, because that one does do AoE around him, so... Alright, nice. We dodged under his legs. It's like, that attack is just, it's very hard to dodge. Alright, charging forward. Changing 500! Alright. Ooh, nice. We were about to get slapped. Nice. Again, if you make sure that you stay unlocked from the camera during that attack, during his one where he jumps up and throws a big fireball at you, because if you stay locked on, it's a bit harder to know exactly when it's gonna land. Nice. All right. Yeah, I that's usually what I do, is where I try and actually jump or I dodge backwards. And I think that usually works best. All right, laser beam. If you dodge right when he does the knockback from the wind knockback from that, then you can avoid the actual knockback itself. And that's it. All right. Yeah, it's like as soon as you get to phase 2, the fight is so much easier. Like, and granted, as long as you know the attacks. If you don't know the attacks, then the phase 2 is very scary, because everything he does hurts so bad. But as soon as you actually know what's going on, it's all a matter of just hanging out right beneath him the entire time. So that is one boss down. What was I using? Lloyd's Sword Ring. Not bad, not bad. So like, clap, thank you, single clap. I think like the more that I play this game, the more Demon Prince goes up and up and up in my like favorites list. So I think like how it stands at the moment is like Meteor is my favorite boss, and then Gale right below that, and then Demon Prince is just a little bit below that, and then after that it's like you know, Nameless King Phase 2, Soul of Cinder, Champion Gundyr, Twin Princes, all of those. So I'm gonna take off my sweater real quick. It's very warm in here, probably because I was just fighting fire demons. Ugh. All right, let's go ahead and level up before we continue, though. I do not want the slight possibility of losing 190,000 souls. That's like 6 levels. Alright. It's only 3 levels, wow. Almost 4. Thy peaceth, thou findesteth. Wow, we got a lot of boss souls. I don't remember. The Champion Gundyr one, I was thinking about turning into the ring, but I don't think it's really going to be worth it. So let's just go ahead and sell all 4 of these souls, because none of them are going to be useful for us. And we'll get a few extra free levels. 51,478. We can get that easily. Yeah. Ashen one. All right. Cool. Yeah, so you can see it's definitely small amounts of of increases. I just want to say, can you actually upgrade? Oh, you can. So all it does is increases the attack power, which doesn't matter to us, and the stability by 1. And you can only upgrade it 5 times. And it also requires Twinkling Titanite, which we don't have very much of. So, so yeah, so we won't bother to upgrade the shield. We're not really using it as much to block right now, as much as we're just using it for the stamina recovery. Because the stamina recovery is nice. That plus the Chloranthy ring helps us a lot, and we're gonna eventually end up going into Chloranthy +3, or we're gonna pick one up. So when we get to Meteor, we should be able to do just fine without any more armor, like by using like the exact same setup we have. We'll be able to get the Chloranthy ring +3, but other than that, we'll use this light armor. But Gale, we may end up wanting to put on some stronger armor. We'll see, because that fight takes a while, and he is a lot harder to hit than Meteor. All right, you got to live, Mr. Crystal Lizard. Mr. Crystal Lizard. So, I don't know how much anyone here has heard of AI Dungeon. AI Dungeon's pretty awesome. You know, not thinking about like, there was a lot of controversy over AI Dungeon and its developers recently-ish, about them, like, essentially any stories that you write on AI Dungeon, they keep, and they, you know, they kind of are like watching what people are writing. And granted, it's like, well, if they're wanting to improve the AI, they're going to need to be keeping records of these things, and to be seeing what works and what doesn't work, and what sort of stuff people like to see. So, like, I don't blame them too much for that, but it was kind of still like a scummy thing for them to do it. And and say like, oh no, we're not doing that, but then like, oh yeah, they actually are doing that. But that aside, the entire idea of AI Dungeon is just so great. It's for anyone that's never heard of it before, AI Dungeon is essentially you are talking with an AI and writing a story with the AI. It's like a neural network that takes just stuff from all over the internet, and also from other people's stories that they've written, and then it takes your prompt, whatever your prompt is that you write, whether it's just like, you know, say hello there, or whether it's like, you know, jump off the Sears Tower or something. I mean, like anything that you want, you can put in as the prompt and it will do its best with whatever you've given it. And most of the time it is extremely, extremely comical. You get some bizarre stuff there. Like just really, really great stories. I love watching anyone that's watched Vinny Vine Sauce. He did many videos, many streams on AI Dungeon, and they're all great. I mean, he's a really funny guy himself, and so he's able to just kind of go and continue with whatever pops up in AI Dungeon, and just it's just so funny. But you know, so he's a very funny guy, but AI Dungeon itself is like it's so fascinating but also funny to watch. You tried to recreate 50 Shades of Grey with AI Dungeon, and though it struggled to follow your train of thought, it was still a better story than the source material. Nice. Yeah, that's I've done I've done similar things where I take some story like that I like, and try to recreate it and just see whatever the AI does, and it is something special, to be sure. It's so funny. So I was thinking, so like I had done a bunch of stories, and then at some point, I don't even remember what the reason was. At some point I ended up deleting my account, so most of those stories are gone, but I did have the foresight to save one of the stories, which I think would be a fun one to actually read on stream sometime. I need to go through and like edit it a bit, because it's essentially it's the storyline of Arthas from Warcraft, from the whole Warcraft series, and like I do it from Arthas's point of view, so it's a lot of like, you know, you do this or whatever, so I would need to edit it down to be like, you know, Arthas said this or whatever. But like there's all those videos of like, you know, an AI recreates or tries to make a Harry Potter novel. Like that was Soot House had done that, where it was like Harry Potter and the portrait that sort of looked like Ash or something like that. Like just weirdest title, but just very funny stuff. And so I figured that would be a fun thing to do sometime, is read through those stories, do like a dramatic reading of it, because I've been one thing that I've kind of always been sort of interested in but never really had the time to pursue it, is like voice acting. And every once in a while I have people that I talk to that will compliment my voice in some way. You know, there was like in my raid the other day, one of the people in my guild said, you know, oh, like, because like it was when I was having these microphone problems, it was like, sorry if I turn myself up too loud and I blast anyone's ears, and one of them was like, oh, I always have you turned up to the max because I love to hear that voice. I'm like, oh, thank you. But like, so I had said some line in some character's voice, and someone was like, wow, that sounded like a professional voice actor. I'm like, maybe I could do that. So I don't know if I actually could do that. I've always like a sort of secret desire of mine has always been to read an audiobook. But yeah, that would be a great thing to do on the talk show, is us reading AI Dungeon stories. Maybe we could split up some of the voices, and each of us could read a role. That is a really, really awesome idea, Abby. I'm gonna get into contact with him and see what he thinks of that. That would be fun. And maybe we could even do some AI Dungeon stories live too, because they're also very funny to react to live. That would be awesome. All right, let's get him to do his... Nope, dang it. Just hoping to get him to spray forward. All right, spray forward. Prance forward. Boogie down. Or you could both create your own wacky AI dungeon stories before and then read them to each other. Yeah, that could work pretty well. Just see which of us has the goofier story. We could even do like a voting thing at the end of like, you know, whose story was better. Yeah, that would be really fun. I need to talk to him about that. I think that is a genius idea you have there. You think I'd be great at voice acting? Thank you. I figure, like, I've picked up a bit on the, like, ability to do sort of, like, weird voices here and there, and sometimes they're not great, sometimes they're, like a lot of times if I try and do, like, impressions, they end up being not very great, so that's, I usually will just kind of do my own voice, but, sometimes I, like, sometimes when I was driving to school, I would be, like, sort of practicing character voices, way back when I actually had to drive to school, and I imagine people would see me while driving next to me and be like, what in the world? What is that guy doing over there? Just, they see some weirdo in the car just going, like, you know, doing some sort of character monologue. Just yelling, I, Gammon, will save us. And like, what in the world is wrong with this guy? But it is one of those things where it's like, I think, you know, there's not enough time in the day. Because, like, I want to do game development. That's like my huge passion, but I also want to do voice acting and like just anything where I can just talk and do impressions and do voices and everything, and I want to do streaming, and I want to do like writing and video editing. It's just like there's just too much stuff to want to do. I think I do some great impressions. Thank you. Yeah, I've been working on them. I actually, so I looked up just for curiosity's sake. I looked up to see like what sort of things are involved in becoming a voice actor, and really the important thing, other than like they all suggest, you know, oh, you should like take voice acting classes and everything, which is like very, very, very true. You know, that sort of that helps you to know kind of how to expand your voices a bit. But there's also like make a demo reel and send it in, and I'm like, maybe I should just make a demo reel just for the fun of it, see what happens. I mean, who knows if this could be an actual avenue. Design a game where you voice every character. That I could do too. Yeah, I was thinking of that too. I'm like, you know, maybe these things don't necessarily need to be exclusive, you know, maybe I could do one and both. I said expand. That I did. Expand. Expand the dong. Oops, wrong side. Nuts. Yeah, there's something very comical about just the phrase expand, like especially when it's the so you just did a great impression. Yeah, my Joel impression. Dad, what is technology? And he said, it's magic, Joel. It's magic. I gotta rewatch those Windows destruction videos again. Those were so funny. It's every once in a while I go back and just watch a bunch of Joel stuff. I love, I don't know if you ever watched his, what's it called? Shadow President stuff, but that series is just hilarious. Because I mean, it's like as every bit as crazy as you could imagine. Joel being the United States president, and the first thing he does in his first time running through, the first thing he does is send like 1 million nukes to Norway, and like just annihilates the entire country. It's like, oh yeah, this is Joel that we're talking about, I suppose. So yeah, this is Meteor. He's my favorite boss in the whole series. And you can see there's a lot of attacks I don't even really dodge much for. He's a little too chaotic, but your cat loves his streams for whatever reason. Interesting. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, that is like, he is just complete chaos the entire stream. Which in a lot of cases is very, very funny, but it makes it hard to watch. Whoops, I tried to dodge there. It makes it hard to watch for elongated periods of time, because it's just like, you're like, okay, well. I love his relationship with Simple Flips, though. It's pretty funny. Him and Simple Flips had sort of a rivalry, and they played Desert Bus together, and like Mario Desert Bus, which is just, you just sit there long jumping across the entire across like a zone for 8 hours, and then Simple Flips made a Mario Maker level for Joel called Desert Bus, and it was every bit as agonizing. It took Joel like 5 hours, and so Joel responded by making a level called CBT. And it's just it's just so great. And it was just a horrible level, like just complete and total pain. You feel similarly about Germa? Yeah, Germa is really chaotic. I love the like edits that people do of Germa streams, because there are so many very good edits, but like, whoops, the Simpsons hit and run edit is like one of my favorite edits of any stream, anything of all time. Just so funny. Whoops. And that one's like complete chaos from start to finish. But like, I've been watching just a bunch of Germa stuff, whether it be stuff on his main channel or whether it be edits from other people. There's a channel called Chelty that does a lot of like good, like 30 to 60 minute long edits of Germa streams, and they're all pretty great. And Germa actually did AI dungeon stuff too, and that stuff was great. And he did Talk to Transformer. Just such a funny, witty guy. I gotta rewatch the Dollhouse streams again, because they were something special too, or at least the edits of them. Never has there been a more unique experience as a viewer. Alright, he's doing his laser. Oh no, he's doing his charge. Charge on me. So yeah, when he does the charge towards you, just keep dodge rolling to the left until you're kind of past him, and then you can go through for the rest of it. That was something that I found after many attempts of experimentation. I was never able to like reliably dodge that attack. So that's the way that I found to do it, is just go to the left. I think you can do it by going to the right as well, but the left is the most consistent way I've found. Bite, and fire. Fire! What? Bad time for me to look at my watch. Oop, run away. Like, I got a text from someone and I was like checking my watch to see what it was, and then all of a sudden I just see this giant dragon mouth just charging towards me. Nope. I don't know why I went for a 4th hit there. That was very dumb. Alright, to the left. To the left, to the left, to the left, to the left, to the right, to the right, to the right. Yeah. Get away. Hey, get your face out of my face. Alright, he's almost at into phase 2, which is going to take a little bit longer. Really, phase 2 isn't that much harder than phase 1, but there's a lot less opportunity to punish. So you can dodge roll through that fire if you want, but I find it's usually easiest to just go to the right, and that'll kind of just force him to not hit you with it. This just run over and then dodge at the last second. Sometimes you don't have to dodge at the last second, but I do every time just in case, because it's kind of inconsistent if you don't dodge. Charge. Oh, okay. And he's back. Alright, fire. He's doing his laser beam. Now you can move him close. Alright, phase 2. Good. So we're going to be able to get a riposte during this phase. Hopefully earlier rather than later. But, alright, he's going to start off with 2 of these in a row. This is going to do that first one. He's going to turn around and then he's just going to immediately go to a second one. There we go. And then after that, it's back to just kind of normal fight. I don't want to be this far away. Alright, well, he's closing the gap for me. This is the same. Most of his attacks are the same as in phase 1. He does have a few attacks where he follows up with some like spirits, and then he does have that AoE explosion, and he has like a big wombo combo with his laser beam. This is just the 4 hits. Alright, he's gonna dive at me. The hardest part about this fight, fists only, and I noticed this with doing straight sword or broken straight sword as well. There we go, this is one of his new attacks, is that he just like he's so hard to it's so hard to hit his head. Because it's I mean, you know, it's a huge hitbox, but your fists are mighty small. Alright, he's doing his wombo combo. I gotta run to him quick. Oh, bad. Bad, bad, bad. Alright, we're good. Alright, he's gonna stagger for a bit after the... Oh, whoops. That's right. I forgot how close into melee he gets with that. Alright, there we go. Alright. It's a shame I couldn't punish that because I was too busy healing. Is he doing 2? Yeah. Most of the time during this phase, when he does one of those, he's going to do a second. Whoa. Stopped a little early there. Did not expect that. And backhand. Nope. This is his full combo. Alright, this is the spirits. I think those are supposed to be humanity, so I guess it's kind of incorrect me calling them spirits, but who cares? Spirits is easier for me to refer to them. Alright, more fire. Fire! Hey, Like I said, there's a lot less opportunities to hit him during this phase. So you spend a lot of time just chasing after him, because he's about to do his combo, or his charge again. And the tough thing, too, is you can't just, like, sit still, because he will... when he turns around, he might smack you with his tail, if you're at the right range. Ah, nice. Rats. It's too bad we took damage there, though, because this is going to do a whole lot less damage now. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of damage, but, not as much. I should have just healed first before I did it. That would have been the smart thing to do. Not like it matters that much, but that's the only, stagger that we're getting in this fight. So. The rest of it is just punching his head. Punch, punch. There's, that famous, character from World of Warcraft. I'm gonna punch that dragon in the face. This is Deathwing we're fighting. Charge. Oh, is he doing his combo again? Oh no, he's just doing a regular laser. Oh no, he's doing this one. Oh, I don't see him do this one very often. It's a pretty rare attack. Nice. Full combo. A full combo. Bite and second bite and then fire. Run over here. Punch. Can I? Whoops. Well, because he's literally a single hit away from dying, I'll go and heal up. Take no chances. No reason to not, because he's doing these two charges and I'm not hitting him during this. Don't mind me just walking in between his legs. Alright. So that's Dark Eater Meteor. Like I said, he's my favorite boss in this game. Never beat him fists only before. The best I've done is Broken Straight Sword or Boulder Heave only, which is where your attacks take a super long time. So, but like Boulder Heave at least does reasonable damage. Punching is not very reasonable. Like I think Boulder Heave was doing like 500 damage per, whereas this is, you know, 100 something. So that's the that's my favorite boss. We're gonna be doing Half-Light, which is one of my least favorite bosses, and then after Half-Light we'll get into Gale, which is back to one of my favorite bosses. So, you know, we're kind of going all over the place here. All right, looks like it actually is worth leveling up our strength at the same time, so. All right, how much do we need? 57,665. Corn chip off the line. Mayest thou thy piecest discover... Okay. Well, back we go. So Half-Light is going to be one. Honestly, Half-Light might be like one of the toughest fights of this entire DLC, because Half-Light is against if you play online, you fight against a player. If you play offline, you fight against an NPC who acts as a human, but you also fight two other NPCs. And one of the problems about fighting fists only is that it doesn't deal a whole lot of damage, and it doesn't really do a whole lot. It doesn't really have a whole lot of range, and so when you're against, you know, players, quote unquote, it's kind of tough to close the gap. You don't really have anything to be able to poke at them or do whatever. You're just gonna kind of be at the mercy of whatever moves they do. And especially against Half-Light, he does some really obnoxious moves. Pardon me. Pardon. Okay. Normally I would go and fight this guy. You can fight him and kill him and just start the fight a little early, but there's no way I'm killing him before he finishes his dialogue, so we'll just kind of chill.
I, Judicator Argo, shall deliver thee justice. Sworn defender of Princess Villanor, make haste. Hearken to the call that summons thee. Make haste.
Alright, this is the sort of easy one. He doesn't do much damage as well as just... Oh, okay. He dodged into me and I still got a backstab way after. But, you know, so he doesn't really do a whole lot. Even when he attacks you, he's not that dangerous. But Half-Light is the one that kind of sucks. Yeah, I'm hoping to be able to possibly kill this guy here before he does his heals. There we go. Yep, yeah, that looks about right. Like, you know, about 80% of my health in one hit. Or 2 hits, I suppose. I think you can parry him, but I'm not very good at that. So I'm going to be kind of like staggering a lot of my punches here. Because if I just spam, he's very likely to dodge roll out of the way. But if I stagger it a bit, he has a bit of a harder time. Also, I almost blocked there. You definitely do not want to block, especially when I have low stamina like this. Because if I do and he breaks it, then that's nighty-night. Yeah, I wanted to see how that would do. Unsurprisingly, not very good. Not very well. You can parry my fists? Are you kidding me? Oh, this is gonna suck so much. I had no idea he could parry fists. Okay. Yeah. It's really a shame that this boss even exists in the first place. Half-Light Spear of the Church is really, really not good, unsurprisingly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tank up. You believe? I appreciate that. Let's just go maximum FOV. Now let's go for maximum possible armoire. There we go. The funny number of weight. Maximum. So our damage dealt is a bit lower, but our defense is way higher. So that should allow us to at least survive more than just like 2 hits. Okay, apparently I did not dodge there. That's my bad, I guess. Let's go ahead and Ember then, because we may as well. But unfortunately, this boss is required in order to get to Gale, so, you know. Foolishness. So now we get to listen to this whole stupid monologue.
No trifling matter.
Let's see how much damage I can actually do to him.
Judicator Argo.
Excuse you, sir. And unfortunately, he's got one of those bodies where... Okay, you know what? Screw this, man. I can't do anything. My camera's getting stuck in him. You get, like, stopped after you hit him for, like, a solid second. It's weird. You know, what's the good of all this armor if I can't poise through any of that? Alright. Calm yourselves. Yeah, this is, This is gonna be something, I'll tell you. I tell you what. Dang it, Bobby. I have to fight Half-Light Spirit of the Church. Alright, there we go. There's a second one of those that shows up later, and it will try and heal Half-Light himself, so... This is going to be agony. There's no way around it. No agony, no braggony. And I got stunned. Oh, cool. Chain stunned, because they didn't all fire at once. As you can tell, I am not exactly a huge fan of this fight. Who would have guessed? I hate PvP in like every game I play, so I guess it shouldn't be that surprising that that I don't like this one. I think that's going to be what I have to do, is just get a bunch of parries, because this fight is going to be miserable otherwise. I love the chain stuns. It's my favorite part. This is not a good shield to be parrying, by the way. I don't know why I'm doing it, but it's going well, and I don't want to change anything. Nope. I'm lucky. It actually ate one of my inputs. I was about to do another parry. I thought you could parry jumping attacks with anything other than an ultra great sword, but maybe not. Oops. No, come on. Switch over to it. There we go. I am like completely out of heals, and we're not even at the halfway point, so there is no way we're getting this on this attempt, but... Come on. There we go. Oh, that was a bit of a partial parry, but I'll take it. Alright. Here's where the other guy comes in. Who can, he can heal up Half-Light, so... Ah! Don't shoot me. Whew, nice. Do not want to let him get that full thing out. Yeah, it looks like parries are the way to go. I've never actually done this boss with parries. I always kind of just brute force it. So, this is pretty interesting. Oh, it was a different attack than I was expecting. Ay, ay, ay. This guy's more dangerous than Half-Light. One of these days. Okay, cool. See, and now that time I was like ready. I was so ready to stop him, and then I just got chain stunned non-stop. Alright, you know what? Let's start over. This is frustrating. It's like the thing is, this DLC is so good, and I'm not being like sarcastic or anything. Like, genuinely, Ringed City is it's an amazing DLC, and almost every part of it is just so good. And like, every time I get to this DLC, I'm like, all right, I get to do 3 of my favorite bosses of any video game ever. You know, I get to experience this whole area. I get to see all these new weapons that they introduced here, and you know, deal with all of the scenarios that they give. I mean, just, it's great DLC. And then I get to this boss, and I'm like, oh, that's right. Parts of this DLC are actually genuinely terrible, and like, this boss is a perfect example of that. There's nothing like fun about this boss. It's just misery. But that comes from someone who hates PvP. If you like PvP, I'm sure this boss is actually super exciting. It's just, you know, when I play a game like Dark Souls, I play it because I want to fight against a bunch of creatures and bosses and weird creations. I don't want to play against other players. That's not why I buy the game. So and again, these aren't actually other players. Whoops, that was way early. These aren't actually other players. These are, oh my goodness, please let me hit you. These are NPCs that are playing as, or that are acting as humans, but this character is always just an NPC, but the Half-Light, if you're playing online, Half-Light is a player. Apparently you cannot parry that. That's good to know, I guess. And there's the full heal, cool. Well, I guess I'll just pretend that literally nothing that I've done for this entire fight has happened. It's like I'm punching. How in the world is he a faster attacker than just punches? Start over. And every other boss that exists, every single other boss that exists in this game, even the stupid Crystal Sage and Ancient Wyvern, I am fine with taking multiple attempts to learn. I'm fine with, you know, trying to figure out the fight, everything. But this fight is so bad. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of this guy. He's being very annoying. Can this guy just beat the boss fight? I'll just kill him and then boss fight will be over, okay? Deal, deal. The never-ending combos. There we go. Yeah, I actually don't know if you can parry any of those attacks. I've never tried. I don't know if right now is the best time to try. Oh, well, I'm definitely not going to parry if I try and attack right there. I love that attack, it's so cool. And you do actually get that attack if you use the... So like when you kill this guy, he drops his weapons and it is the double great swords. And you do get all of those fire combos. You get all of the attacks that he does. It's a very cool weapon. Darn, I was hoping he would keep staggering. Whoa. Well, we'll just pretend that none of that ever happened. I tried to parry, he missed, I missed, we both missed. We'll just let bygones be bygones, I suppose. Twirly move. Whee! Alright, there we go. Now let's go back and get my Estes back. And then come back here for another 30 seconds of dialogue. Like, why that dialogue doesn't get shortened at all when you come back in here is beyond me. The fight doesn't need to have like an entire minute of role playing before you actually get to play the game. He respawns? I was like 100% sure that he doesn't respawn. Wow, so we just that was respawn. So we just absolutely wasted 5 minutes right there fighting that guy. What in the world am I thinking? Maybe it's like a mod thing that he doesn't respawn. I was 100% sure that he despawned after you killed him. Maybe I'm thinking of a different enemy. I don't know. It's weird.
I, Judicator Argo, shall deliver thee justice.
You ain't doing crap.
Hearken.
Also, the funny thing, you can't like pause during this time, so if I wanted to change any of my equipment, I just have to sit here and listen and just be sad. Okay. Go and try your heal. Yeah, man. How in the world is that not parryable? That's what I want to know. Does everything need to just take away control from the player? That's like, it's so infuriating when you're just trying to play the game and you're just getting chain stunned. That does not need to exist. All right, let's get these parries on. Whoops. Yeah, that one was my bad. I messed up my parry bad. I don't know if you can parry any of this. I'm gonna assume you can't. I think I need to just AFK while he does all those attacks. One of these days he'll do an attack I can actually do anything to. Whoa. And if he hits me with one of those, he's hitting me with both. Punch. Punch. Yeah. Alright, and once again, just AFK. Not truly AFK, obviously. I gotta keep running, but not allowed to play the game during this time. Ooh, nice, a backstab. You know, actually, now that I think about it, I should be using the, Hornet Ring. Yeah. That other ring, the Ring of, whatever. Ring of Favor. Not really doing a whole lot on this fight. Okay, come on. Do anything else. Oh my goodness, dude. Do some other attack, I beg of you. Okay, not that attack. Punch. Yeah. I'm sad. Oh, I guess it was a failed parry, so it used a whole lot of my stamina. Oh, come on. How much extra stamina did that one use? My stamina would not regenerate the entire time that I was just standing with my dumb face up against him. Hey. Okay. Cool, we just walked into the blender. Cool fight, by the way. You spend 99% of it literally unable to do anything other than just walk. Cool fight. It's so infuriating. Oh, it is so infuriating. I walk in just for a second. I try and get a punch, and I get sent down to 10% health while wearing a full set of armor. That is ridiculous. This should not happen. Look at this face and be calm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you know, I'm really glad I didn't even realize, I didn't even think about Ring of Favor increasing my equip load, so, we definitely ran the risk that by unequipping it, I was suddenly gonna, end up being too heavy and be fat rolling, so I'm very glad that didn't happen. Otherwise, that would have been a pretty much a guaranteed death right there, and the reason why I keep homeward boning out instead of, just healing up and keeping going is because I have limited embers and I don't want to use every single one on this dumpster fire of a fight. I want to actually have some for later on, especially for fights like Soul of Cinder and what's it called? Nameless King. You know, this fight reminds me a lot of Madame Butterfly from... Well, he did a front flip, that's cool. Of Madame Butterfly from Sekiro. Now, I've tried to play Sekiro twice. I mean, I love Dark Souls 1 and 3, and even to an extent Dark Souls 2. But I absolutely... I do not like Sekiro, and I've tried. Believe me, I have tried so hard. Cool. Well, there goes all of my work. I have tried so much to enjoy Sekiro. All right, starting over. I have tried very much to enjoy Sekiro. I mean, like really, really hard. And every time I get to like the exact same point where I like before then I'm like, okay, this is actually a lot more fun than I remember. You know, I'm like really getting into it. I'm getting the parries down really well. Everything seems to be working how I want it to work and everything. It's a great time. And then I get to Madame Butterfly, and I just I get so mad at the game that I put it down for years. By I shouldn't even say year. I mean, well, I mean that game came out in what, 2019? I played it right when it came out, and Madame Butterfly made me hate it so much that I didn't play until late 2021. And when I tried to play it again in late 2021, I got to Madame Butterfly and I hated it so much I put it down and haven't played it since. Like, and that's that fight is like 3 or 4 hours into the game, but it's such a poorly made fight, and like there's the first part of it is actually really satisfying, but the second part you just you spend your entire time just running around because you can't go in and attack the boss because I keep saying boss. You can't go in and attack the boss because she keeps running around in the sky, and you get all these little skeletons chasing you that you can't kill or can't hurt unless you use a very limited item that you only get like 2 of ever. And like even if you do that, she's still gonna end up regaining all of her posture, and it's just so frustrating. Why? Okay, I'm so I am done with this fight for now. I am not coming back here for the rest of the stream. I don't care if we literally have nothing to do. We are not coming back here. I would rather die against Sister Fried for hours and hours than attempt that fight anymore. I am so sick of getting just chain stunned while I have high poise armor. Ugh. Okay. So, what can we equip? I think we can do this. This is pretty dumpster fire looking. But we're keeping our Hornet Ring because there are lots of backstabs we can do against this boss. Also lots of non-backstabs where she just teleports away. Teleports behind you, nothing personnel, kid. I always dodge roll early there. So we've got a little bit of extra damage now, which definitely helps, like from last time when we were here. But it's going to take a little bit of time to get used to the fight. Glad that looked like that wasn't going to be a a backstab. Yeah, so that attack, when she does that, when she charges in and kind of spins around, it seems like it's best to go to dodge back instead of dodge into her, because every time I dodge into her, it ends up causing me to take a bunch of hits. I don't know how in the world I dodged back into that. Don't go in the wall. Cool. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it wasn't going to count as a backstab. Oops. Meant to dodge into her there, because that's an attack that you can very much get a parry punish on. Okay, it's spammer. That one, for whatever reason, you can't, even though she literally sits still the entire time that you're doing the punch. She just jumps away at the last second, and is like, okay, well, guess I'll just not get the backstab then. Oops, my bad. Okay, I got some extra room in there to make sure. Yeah, I should literally there's literally 2 attacks that you can, like, ever get backstabs on. This one and the one I was talking about earlier. I don't remember exactly what the move is, but otherwise, if you try and do a backstab, she's just going to teleport at the last second. And it's like, well... Oh, that attack, actually, you can get a backstab if you are quick about it. Alright. Phase 2, the really, really tedious part. The phase which does not need to exist. This fight is the Sylvanas Windrunner of Dark Souls 3. If you have no idea what that means, it just means it is a fight that is way unnecessarily long, just for the sake of being epic. You know, their goal with making this fight was making it, like, really, you know, like a spectacle, and being like, oh, this is, like, pretty neat for the characters, and oh, you fight Ariandel and Fried together. But then there's a third phase that's just the first phase, but with more spell effects. And it's like, it just gets a little tiresome. It's just a bad Ornstein and Smo. Alright, he's doing his fire breath, so that means we just hang out in the back and do nothing. Now he's gonna approach and stop, like, right next to Fried. So we need to wait for him to do another one, but he's probably gonna do fire breath instead. Yep. So now we go back over here, and we hope that he's gonna charge at us while Fried is not gonna charge at us, but she probably will, and so we'll probably end up getting both of them in melee range once again, and we'll end up needing to wait for him to do his fire breath and then charge at us again. And it's a whole vicious cycle. You know, all things considered, I think getting hit by the launch from those frostbite things was better than getting hit by Father Ariandel. I think. I'm not 100% sure, actually. Alright, she's gonna do her heal. He's doing his fire breath. This is a good time for him to do that. I very much disagree with those hitboxes. 100% disagree. And fire breath once again. Probably gonna get slapped by Fried while I'm in here. Alright. I guess I haven't been paying attention to my frostbite gauge. I very rarely do on this fight because it is like 99% of the time impossible to avoid getting hit with, to avoid getting frostbitten. He stopped his animation and then hit me. I feel like I'm losing my mind right now. Everything is just going wrong today. Maybe we'll spend some time on the stupid nameless king. We at least do have Soul of Cinder as a new boss to waste our time on, so if we end up needing a big change of scenery, we can try that one for a bit. Nice. That's some good extra damage. Ah! Scary. Alright. Phase 3 with only 6 Estus, that's really not good at all. But, if I remember correctly, last time we tried this, the thing that we had discovered is that we pretty much can only fight with backstabs. If we try and get any punishes of anything else, it's just not going to be possible. So I'm pretty much only going to attack whenever I can get some sort of backstab. It's like this attack you can, as long as you do it right. And then her teleports you can, and her other frost attack, leap in the air, you can. I can also get like 1 or 2 punches after I get a riposte, but otherwise it's going to be a lot of wandering around. It's going to be a long fight. Please work. Of course it didn't work. I was only directly behind her. That, like, I tried to be behind her there, but definitely failed. But that's another attack that we can punish. Her charge in one. At the very least, just we can punish it with some punches. Well, a punch. Nice. Can't usually punish that one, so... There we go. That's the backstab I was looking for. Waiting for it to teleport. No, no, no. Surprised she's doing that attack and not her black fire one, because that's usually whenever she there we go. Those ones are what I'm expecting. Alright, this one we can punish. This one we can punish. Yeah, so I think that's just basically it. I just need to wait for punishes. Otherwise, the fight just ends up taking way too long. Or, I mean, I guess it would take a little bit too long in the sense that I would be here all night, but, I more mean like, or I didn't mean to say the fight will take too long. I more meant that, I still got hit by that, but I got the parry, that the fight is too dangerous. Ay. Cannot be making mistakes like that. I'm not even gonna bother to try and punish that one because I don't want to take a bunch of extra damage. Once again, she's just spamming that attack and she knows that I can't do anything to it when she's so far away. I think I could have gone for a punish there. Alright, there we go.
Good, young Skywalker. From now on, you shall be known as Lord Vader.
Whatever do you want me to do, Palpatine?
Go to the Jedi Temple and wipe out the children.
All right, she's teleporting. Oops, don't want to get too close, because that swipe attack will actually hurt if you're too close to her. All right, let's get an actual backstab this time. There we go. Nope. Yeah, I knew that was going to be a mistake dodging that way. You pretty much always want to dodge to the right with that one. All right. I'm honestly just a tiny bit of damage, really not a bad deal. Oops. Messed up my positioning. Woo. Oh, crap. Let's heal. Okay, this might be a mistake, but I'm gonna Divine Blessing. Once I'm actually safe. She gives me a moment, there we go. It's a full heal, but we're close enough to the end of the fight here that I feel like it might be worth it. Right, there we go. Getting back on track. I almost actually didn't successfully punish that one, because I was way out of position. Alright, cool. Can at least get some hits, a minor punish at the least. I was afraid she wasn't even going to do anything, because she... like, she was just going to go right into her charge attack. A little nervous. Cool. 2 punches. Nice. There we go. That's what we want to see. One more punish should be good. It was a bad dodge on my part. I got lucky. No, thought she was doing a different attack. All right, there we go. Is this it? Ah, finally. Whew, okay. That fight took me a really long time, but I think, I mean, again, that second phase is just terrible. It doesn't need to exist. But I think, like, after, you know, however long it took me to beat that boss, I think it was nice to finally, like, just, when I got to the last phase, just take it, like, smart. The interesting thing about playing through here, whoops, I don't know why it just went to there. I wanted to go back to the, to home. Interesting thing about playing in a FIS only run, because this is the first time I've ever done a FIS only run. When I did my Broken Straight Sword run, I did Yorm with the Stormroller still. And I think that's the only like time when I didn't use the Broken Straight Sword, but like even the Broken Straight Sword itself is like pretty decent damage and good range and good like attacks and everything. Like not great range, it's not the best, it's not as good as an actual sword, but it's pretty decent. But for all of these bosses, I'm used to a lot of them, I should say, I'm used to fighting them in a very particular way. And a lot of times with something like Sister Freed, I'm used to getting a lot of like just staggering her through various attacks. You know, when she starts doing some combo, just kind of rolling through it a bit until she stops for a moment and then quick popping an attack and staggering her. That doesn't work very well with FIS only because you don't have the range to actually do something like that. And so I end up having a whole lot of trouble just like, you know, being able to actually oh, I just realized why that kept lowering my damage is because my sword ring was going off whenever I would equip that. Anyways, sorry. So the point is, I'm very used to playing. I'm very used to playing this game in a particular way, and so it's been very interesting going through here and fighting a boss like Sister Freed and fighting Yorm. And, you know, even fighting against the Demon Prince slash Demon in Pain, Demon from Below, because those fights are ones where I will kind of speed through it and play hyper aggressive. and playing so aggressively ends up requiring you to use a lot of Estus, because you're like guaranteed going to be taking a lot of hits. And then when you play through with a very low damage run, something like Broken Straight Sword only or Fists only, you don't have the luxury of being able to deal a whole lot of damage. You now have to deal you're now having way less of an easy time even just hitting the enemies, let alone actually dealing enough damage to push through with so much aggressiveness. And so you end up needing to change your strategy to instead be very passive and very careful about it. And that's kind of what I've seen, especially with Sister Freed, but with a lot of the bosses here, that the fights themselves may take quite a while, but that's because they like, I need to play just super cautious and careful with everything that I do. So it's just the point is, it's been very fascinating to go through here, pretty eye-opening and fun, despite the irrational hatred I have for Half-Light Spear of the Church. The rest of this run has been like really quite cool. Crap. Instantly a bunch of damage taken. Ooh, nice. Okay, I was far enough in. So like the rest of this run has been like super cool. I've been a huge fan of experiencing all of this for the first time. It's just not Half-Light. Half-Light is a boss that I would like gladly, you know, I'm gonna pull a Germa here and I'd say I would install a mod that would just remove that boss, but like I would. That it's just not a very well designed boss. I would like gladly support a speed run, an all bosses speed run that ignores Half-Light and says, oh, it's not really a boss, and I can say, yeah, you're right. So anyways, enough of that. So we're on to King of the Storm, Nameless King. This fight is a cool fight, but phase 1 takes forever, and phase 2 is very easy to get like one-shot wombo comboed in. There's a certain attack that the boss can do in the second phase that if you get hit by it, you get stun locked, and if you don't have enough health or enough armor, you're pretty much guaranteed to just die. So that's what's happened pretty much every time we've done this fight here in this run, because we've actually tried this fight many times, and usually the King of the Storm phase ends up taking about 5 minutes, and then we get to the second phase, and then within like 2 minutes we make a stupid mistake and die. So I'm hoping we can avoid that this time around and get some good attempts, kind of round out some of the bosses. Because at this point right now, we've basically just got Half-Light, Gale, Soul of Cinder, and King of the Storm left for bosses. So if we can get this guy down, then we're... ooh, I don't know if I've ever seen him do that attack while he's just sitting here. That's pretty neat. But yeah, if we can get this boss down, then we're down to just 3 left. I need to, like, say the word boss, like, 100 times so I can stop saying boss. Get this boss down. Oh, speaking of the really awful accents, I found a YouTube channel called Ordinary Sausage, and it's fascinating, because it's this guy that he literally just makes sausages of, like, all sorts of things. And like just so many just different things. He's done like real sausages, like, you know, different types of special types of meats. He's done like, he gets 6 different types of like popular sausages and then grinds them all up and puts them together and makes like the Omni sausage. He did a yak meat one, but then he also does like joking ones. So he's done like Flamin' Hot Cheetos hot dogs, where it's like, I mean, it's still the meat, but then he just uses Flamin' Hot Cheetos as the seasoning, or like candy cane hot sausages, which are like a bunch of ground up pieces of candy cane in them. Like, it's just crazy stuff. But again, just really fascinating. But the thing that's the most fascinating about it is that he does all of this with a Peter Griffin voice. I don't know why, but I feel like it's kind of only fitting that he does that. So it's a weird situation. I always dodge so early on. Whoa, that felt way faster than usual. I always dodge super early on the one that reaches around his back. Alright, that's one of the only attacks you can go for 2 hits. Otherwise, it's always 0 or 1 hit. But this is why I've had so much trouble with actually getting this fight, is because I run out of patience by this point. I swear, he's doing that attack, the slam one, faster than he normally does it. Like, faster than I have time to react. It's a little odd. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's always done it that fast, but... Alright. Calm yourself, Nameless King. He's going Super Saiyan. Hua, hua, hua. But yeah, it's just... The entire fight, I just kind of need to stick with this just 1 hit at a time. I at least can get those riposts every once in a while, because hitting him so much will stagger him, and then I can get a few extra punches after. Yeah. Oh, look at that stored roll. That was amazing. That was like a solid 2 seconds that it just stored that roll completely. All right, one hit at a time, no more 2s. Unless I am absolutely 100% sure I can survive a 2. That's his combo attack that will stun lock you. So, you gotta be careful. All right, he's into phase 2. Oh, wow. I wasn't even intending to stagger him there. I was right about to stop attacking. I was going for it again. Dodge. All right. So we definitely still got to keep taking the fight very slow and very methodical, even if we're in phase 2, which is like generally easier. There's a lot of like little things that can hit you during this phase, but crap. Stun locks. I just slightly dodged into one of those lightning bolts. And it literally took me from full health with full armor to dead, just from a slight miscalculation. Let's put on some better lightning resist armor. Just none of the brass stuff, because the brass stuff ends up taking extra damage from lightning. Or it doesn't defend against lightning as easily. So, like, I could put this on for better lightning resist, but that's not going to help much with any of the rest of the, or absorption. That's going to help. Not going to help with any of the rest of the absorption. Wow, I'm having trouble speaking. Fallen Knight Armor's got some pretty solid lightning resist. It's too bad, like, it's because like most of the damage from this fight is physical, so I don't want to necessarily just like unequip all of my best physical gear. Before we do another attempt at the boss, I'm gonna real quick go back to the Firelink Shrine and get myself, see if I can pick up some embers. So just because I want to, as long as I have these souls, because I guess on this boss there's not a chance you're going to lose your souls unless you just don't pay attention, because the boss will your souls get taken out of the boss room. So you know, it's not a big problem. Okay, only 3. That's fine. Anything else we can buy? Not really. We can look like Freed. Sister Frida. Or Wolnir. So anything got like crazy high lightning resist? That does, but that's also just very heavy armor. How much am I? I'm like 10 point something, right? 9.2, yeah. So there's no way we'd be able to equip that. So my water bottle just exploded water on me. I took this and I like popped it open and it just, water just went flying everywhere. Sorry, 1 second. Gotta clean off my glasses. My stupid glasses. Do, 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 do. Sorry if I keep bumping the mic here. I can't see nothing. Yeah, it's good enough. Those are just special effects. That's right. All right, let's go ahead and ember up. I actually, whatever. I don't think I'm in danger of running out of heals, but I probably still should have saved that for a mid-boss fight, just for a free full heal. But I mean, using an ember takes longer than using 2 Estus flasks, so probably more worth it doing what I did. All right, now time for the 5-minute preamble to the fight. Not a good start. You can see right there is where it would have been perfect to use my ember. Immediate regret. Fire breath. Sorry, I'm just choking on the fumes. Also apparently just getting hit just from nowhere, just spontaneously taking damage. I guess my guy just suddenly, like, he forgot he ate something really spicy earlier and he just had like horrible heartburn. He's like, ugh. Please, give me your head. I want to punch.
I want to crush your skull. I will break you.
Swipe. No. Alright, there we go. As long as I can get like 1 hit in each time, I'm happy. Alright. For the right time, and dodge. Like, as soon as you see him release the lightning bolt, you can dodge it, and you'll avoid the hit just perfectly fine. It's usually the way that I do it. That was too early on my part. Way too early on me dodge. Fire breath. No. Yeah. Cube ahead. There we go. It's not as satisfying as against Meteor, where you do like like 10,000 damage. On Meteor, if you're using an actual weapon, getting a riposte on him is basically a guarantee that you're going to kill him, but most other bosses, that's not the case. Alright, back to here. Oh. That was not the attack I thought he was using. Obviously, I guess. Otherwise, I would have dodged better. It was a risk not dodging that one. Unfortunately, I'm like just at the imperfect health where I don't want to waste an Estus flask. But that means that I'm like, whoops. Well, looks like we're using an Estus flask. It still wasn't enough, never mind. Because I don't want to waste one on just to get myself to full health. But it does lower our damage quite a bit. All part of the plan, me taking that hit there, surely. Come on. He's like attacking without delay. He attacks with purpose. He's being cheap is what's going on. It's a very satisfying fight. I just wish the first phase didn't exist. Like, I would be so much happier to die to this hundreds of times if I didn't have to sit through the entire tedium of the King of the Storms phase, which we have gotten down to a lot shorter now. I think it only took us like 3 minutes that time. So like now that we are dodging correctly, the fight's going a whole lot better. Ironic that I say dodging correctly as we failed to dodge twice in a row now. I don't know, maybe I'm just getting a bit exhausted. Now, if I wasn't wearing this armor, that would have been a one-shot. Oh, great. This might be a one-shot. Because he hit me with the old wombo combo. Wow. Can I, like, for once in my life, actually play a boss fight decently well? I am just... This is just absolutely pathetic. This is worse than my first time fighting this boss, just like not even attempting to dodge anything. I don't know what in the world is wrong with me. Surprised I could even get that second hit in. Alright. Too bad we couldn't have staggered him there again. That worked out really well because he immediately tried to recast that, which meant we were able to get some extra damage in. And now I think he... Actually, I don't know if he will, because I think he wants to do that combo at the start of the two of those. Yeah. So he just wants to do that combo, and then after that, it's like, who cares? If he can't finish an attack. Yeah, that's right. I always forget he does damage on the charge. All right, I got to be careful because I'm kind of right at the edge of the arena. All right, that's fine. Now I'm not at the edge of the arena. Nameless King's watching out for me. Like, don't worry, bro. Okay, so I think it's just a mix of like the lighting and the environment, but it looks like my character's walking around in heels, and I'm just thinking like, who in their right mind would be doing like a boss fight while wearing heels? Just heal up, I don't care. I got hit with the exact same thing that killed me last time, but luckily I somehow survived. I'm actually not sure how I survived it, but I'm glad I did. I hate that attack too. It's so cheap. Hello, Zach the Boss Stream. How's it going? Alright, nice. Can get some hits in here. going good. That's good to hear. Very, very good. All right, he's doing his jump charge. He's got your new gaming laptop. Nice. Congratulations. I'm not even gonna mess with it. Even still, that I swear that lightning like waited until he was doing his other attacks, and then it quick went out and got me. Just run. Okay, I didn't know if that one came with lightning effects afterwards or not, so didn't want to chance it. Or I should say I couldn't remember if it did. If I need to, I'll Divine Blessing here. I was risky going for that punch. Same with that one. Come on. Alright, cool. Alright. Good, good, good. Don't have to do that tedious first phase again. That's always... So, like... Here's a funny thing for any aspiring game developers, and this is something very, very important to consider, because it's something that I like don't really think about too often, but it is very important. Sorry, I'm going to stop just saying it's important. I'm going to actually explain what I'm trying to say. Multi-phase boss fights are cool. They are really cool. The idea of having a boss that you take the time to learn the first phase, and then you get to the then you get to the second phase, and it's like, oh, now like there's this new layer of complexity, and then the third phase, and there's another new one, or even it's like modifying certain attacks. So you got certain attacks that aren't the same, that don't happen anymore, but now you get certain ones that do. That's awesome. Like multi-phase fights are great. However, one of the problems about doing multi-phase fights, and this is a genuine concern just always, is when you do a multi-phase boss fight, players are going to have to go through that first phase again every time to get to the second phase. No matter how many times they have learned the first phase, they will always have to go through it when you get to the second phase. Now, sometimes that's actually really good. Sometimes that is part of the fight, is going through the first phase. And in a lot of these other fights, that's actually not bad, you know, like Meteor first phase versus second phase, I think is good, because the second phase isn't too much crazier. It is crazier, but not too much. So it's still like that same fight. So you can still get the practice in the phase one. And if you get phase one down, you're probably going to be able to get phase two down. Similarly, I like Champion Gundyr, where his second phase is just crazy chaoticness, because the first phase is easy enough. It's nice and slow, like the Eodex Gundyr, so it's easy enough for you to ease yourself into it, and then when you have to come back there, it's like, okay, I can very easily just get right back into the second phase. Not to mention, he doesn't have too much health. But Nameless King is a boss where the first phase does not need to exist, because aside from the Dragon Rider, the Nameless King on top of it, holding the spear and sometimes swinging it at you, nothing is the same from phase one to phase two. But I mean, it's like, it's a spectacle. It looks really good. It's just, it is a waste of time. So that's just like, that's kind of my big issue usually with with things like multi-phase fights, and oftentimes they can be a little bit frustrating and tedious to go through as a player, but not always. I mean, again, I gave just a few examples of some really good ones, and it also depends on the context of the game. Like in World of Warcraft, multi-phase boss fights are great because you're actually getting new things happening as you're going through, and you get to progress. So another way to kind of fix this is to have it that there's a checkpoint at the phase start, the phase transition, whatever. So if you die and you come back, then you can start right away at phase two. Not very many games do that anymore. That used to be a bigger thing, but not anymore. But still, it's a pretty good way to do it. Before we continue on to whatever else we're going to do today, I want to check something. So I have a Pale Tongue, and you can get, I think, 2 or 3 of those throughout a normal playthrough. I know which one I have. I don't remember where the other ones are. So we would have to go get those at some point. But if we wanted to do more rerolls, but I don't even know if I'm going to do this one reroll. What I want to see is if I go for like a ton of dexterity, if that's going to increase my damage more. And I'm saying that because with certain weapons, that's actually the case. When you if you after you get past like 60 dexterity, all of a sudden it starts flying up, and I don't quite know why. So I want to see if that's actually the case, and if it is, then we will do a reroll to get more damage, and if it's not, then we'll just say nah, never mind. Then via con Dios to you. All right, so let's get this up to 40. Nope. So it looks like that won't be the case. Yeah, so like it does go up at a like decent rate, but not any real like special rate, not like with normal weapons. So our damage is only going, and I know that sort of thing, it would be the same with strength. So our damage is only going to go up from this point in very small increments. And, you know, we can get like 3 extra damage there, but it's not much. So we're down to 35 minutes left on stream. I don't want to go back to Half-Light right now. I'm just not in the mood for suffering through that some more. I will get it at some point. You know, hopefully next time we stream this, I'll be able to go in there and defeat that boss. It's just very unfun and very tedious. But like the reason why I don't play PvP in like any games at all is because I hate the idea of losing complete control of your character. I hate stun locks. I hate stun locks basically. I hate slows. I hate all of those sorts of things because as an actual player, it gets really, really frustrating to be playing a game and suddenly just have absolutely no control over the next like 10 seconds. Like get to the point where you literally just may as well put down the controller and put your hands up for a solid 10 seconds because that's more productive than trying to actually stop the attack. So for those reasons, and because the fight is specifically designed as a PvP fight, Half-Life Spear of the Church is my least favorite fight in the game, and I very much despise it. Now, again, Gale I love, and Gale is worth suffering through Half-Light, just not right now. I will go back for it. I will go back to try and do Gale. I just want to say, okay, I do have the summons. I will go back to do Half-Light so that I can do Gale, but for now, I want to just get a change of scenery. I don't want to excuse me, I don't want to be suffering through that anymore. So this is Soul of Cinder. This is also a 2-phase fight. The first phase is nothing like the second phase, but this also is not a DLC boss, so hopefully he'll have a pretty reasonable amount of health. I'm not very good at Soul of Cinder, I'll say that much. It's a tough fight. There are certain phases in it that I just really struggle with, so we'll see how this goes. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I'm surprised a lot of times he'll do a charging attack right after that. All right, magic. Oh yeah, you can stagger him, but you can't get any sort of parries. All right, let's try and get him to just waste those. Nope. There we go. So yeah, he will do the Soul Greatsword and Soul Spear and everything. Soul Greatsword whenever you're in melee range. He does Pharaon Hail, and then he does this laser beam, which will hurt you quite a bit if it hits you, so gotta be careful. Blah! I got comboed. Hey, how long are those things gonna keep spawning? I hope not for the entire rest of the fight. Poison breath. Oh, nope. Alright, that's fine. I'll take the hit. I just don't want to get poisoned. It's only poison. It's not toxic, so it's not that big of a deal, but I love this fight though, like just the whole design of it, because he goes through all sorts of different weapons. You know, now he's doing like miracles, but he was just doing pyromancies earlier, or just last phase, and then he was doing spells before, and he started off doing melee, like short sword melee. Oops. Yeah, I essentially got like the hit stun, like hitting the enemy stun lock. That's a weird thing that can happen sometimes, where whenever you're hitting, you actually like get stuck in the animation for like an extra second, and so it causes you to end up getting hit by something that you very much wanted to dodge, just because you were stuck in the animation. It's a weird thing. Ooh, spammer. Is that a heal? Oh wow. I don't know if he's ever stayed in that phase long enough for me to see him do a heal. Bountiful sunlight. Luckily, I just noticed the crystal, whatever those things are called that hang out around him. They've disappeared, so. And it looks like the heals stopped too. Good. Alright, now they're back. For a while. They're back and better than ever. Oh boy. Okay. my punches started taking me where I did not want to go. Alright, I gotta be careful, because right now I am not at full health. Obviously. Oh boy, alright. Yep. Ah! Get away from me! Whoa, those things have some tracking, alright. Alright, his melee phases, his melee phase and his magic phases are the easiest ones to hit him in. Oh, bad. So they're like our best bets for getting lots of good hits. This one is one of the hardest ones to deal with, mainly because of that attack, and also because of his like charging attack and his thrust attack. This thrust attack. It's got a ridiculous hitbox. Oops. That was that's not force, that's Wrath of the Gods. Yep. Once again, got animation stuck. I wonder if there's an actual like official phrase for that, for when that happens, when you hit something and it keeps you in an animation. Okay, phase 2. This phase is very dangerous. He has less health, but he does a whole lot more damage. I love the music, though. He waited until I attacked. He knew. And that's the Gwyn grab. Gwyn kick. Spammer. Gwyn, not Gwyn, but still kind of, I mean, it, yeah. Oop. I was hoping I could maybe hide under that. Nope. Alright. See, I want him to do his combo, because that'll give me a moment to heal up. Alright, that's fine. That works. Too bad I wasn't closer for that. I could have gotten some hits in while he was casting that. Oh, crap. Okay, good. I'll take the slight extra bit of damage to be out and being out of Lloyd's sword shield, Lloyd's sword ring. I'll take that over getting stuck in the full combo. Oh, thought he was doing a different follow-up there. Jump and slam. I'm lucky that's the attack you did, because that would have hurt. It's kind of hard to stay in Lloyd's sword ring range on this fight, which you know, again, requires you to be at full health, because he gets those little kicks in, the Elaine little kicks. All right, cool. This fight on Convergence mod is so cool. This one and Pontiff Sullivan are just amazing because they actually completely replace his moveset. Ow. Ow. My face. It could only be kicked so many times, sir. Okay. He always just does the one little kick to get me out of Lloyd's sword shield sword ring. Nice. I keep staggering him. I love it. Oh, bad. Oh, okay. No! Please don't kill me. Okay. Let's just go and heal up. That's fine. Okay, that's not fine. That did a lot more damage than I expected. Heal up. Come on! I'm dodging. Alright, there we go. Was just stuck in a cycle of stupidity. There we go. Okay, cool. That went well. Truthfully, I did not expect to one-shot that boss, but I will not complain because Soul of Cinder is a really a kind of tough one. So cool. Glad we did that. Now we're gonna go ahead and do this Link the Fire, but we're not gonna actually end like it. That doesn't unlike Dark Souls 1, that won't completely end the game. We can just go come right back and just continue because we still have the 2 more bosses, and I think I would very much hate to do Half-Light and Gale Fists only in New Game Plus. That sounds really bad. Sounds like that would be just complete and total suffering. 67 is what I need. 67 is what I need. Yeah, good enough. So we're at a bit of an impasse right now because I don't necessarily want to go back and do more Half-Light today. Just because I know it's going to be very frustrating.